Hey dear, have you ever come across a situation where you felt that your phone is kind of acting up? Then what you did? Your natural instinct kicked in. You just swipe all the way. But I was all used to do the same, but not anymore after knowing the fact of this myth. And today I'll also share this fact that gonna burst your myth bubble. Okay? So let's get started. So myth number one. Why app running in the background should be close to save battery or to avoid any slowdown. This is kind of not true in actually, because this could have been true in earlier days where the Android or iOS were not that smart. So what you have to do, you have to manually kill those apps so that it doesn't boggle down on your CPU and battery. But in today's generation, the smartphone, let it be Android or iOS or anything, they are as much smart that they can do this without you having to interrupt them. So they can manage their RAM and battery and seamlessly without you needing to anything intervene with it. So next, myth number two. You should let your battery drain completely before recharging. This is also a myth. This used to be true in earlier days, but today the modern batteries are built with lithium polymer or lithium batteries, and now in today's generation where batteries are made of silicon carbide batteries, this completely falsifies this statement in itself, because you don't need to. Earlier days battery used to have a memory cycle, like you need to charge it between 20. Now you cannot follow it between 20 or need to recharge it full till 100. But today you don't need to follow that. It's whatever suits you. You just do a short burst of charge, let it be 30 to 40, 35 to 40, or 35 to 70, anything. But try to make sure that you do not charge past 80 or below 20, because when you charge below 20 and past 80, what it does, it puts extra stress on the battery, because first of all the excess amount of energy that it stores in the battery, that is very much bad for the battery's health. And also and also try to charge your device in very cool environment. Whenever possible, just undo your cover and try to keep it in a very cool place. Do not try to cover it with anything. Do not also charge it under the pillow. That's a very bad thing, by the way. I used to do that. I used to do this thing also in past, but now I've completely changed my habit, I'm telling you. And also, if you try to use wireless charging, so wireless charging have a tendency to heat up your device when compared to your USB wired charging. So that's myth number two. Next, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi drains your battery. Nowadays Bluetooth and Wi-Fi chip are low energy chip. That's why it's called Bluetooth and Wi-Fi LE. That low energy. Sometimes you might have seen in the settings or so. So today's the battery, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi doesn't consume that much of energy. It doesn't require that much of energy to connect to your device. Even if you connect your Bluetooth for the entire day, and also if you stay connected to your Wi-Fi for the entire day, that won't drain your battery by any amount that it might affect your battery life. Okay, so but this doesn't hold true for your mobile data, because mobile data varies. Like if you are just near the tower, then in that case your signal strength is super strong, then in that case your battery will not drain that much. But just for instance, if you think that your signal tower is very further away from you, then your phone have to put extra energy to those antenna bands running from the corners. You might have seen those antenna bands around your phone. Okay, so you have to put extra energy. You have to push extra energy to those antenna band in order to grab more signal. So that's how mobile data consume little bit more amount of energy when compared to Wi-Fi. So whenever you have Wi-Fi, try to connect to Wi-Fi as compared to mobile data. So higher specs mean better performance. Okay, so this is not always true. In today's world, a lot of Android, there are many manufacturers of Android, and you have also seen that there are many manufacturers who puts extra high-end performance CPU, but the performance varies on all of the models. Okay, so maybe one of them is good and not other. This is because this truly boils down to the level of optimization how they have done with the chipset. If they have a great performance CPU and they have optimized the software to the very best of their level, so then both of them make a very much combination. Then that way those that high performance chip, that high performance CPU, and they have very much optimized software will make a great combination to provide that great amount of energy to be enjoyable on those high AAA game, not AAA, like high end games. But let's, for instance, you think that if a manufacturer put a very high end CPU, that top flagship tier CPU, but they have not done that hard work to put their software to that and much of optimization level. So what that happens is, even though the CPU is very much powerful, that but the software is not capable enough to that take advantage of that much power. So that's why you see that gap. So that gap affects the real life performance of the CPU. Like when you play game, you can instantly notice that the phone is not properly optimized for the CPU to take advantage of. So it all boils down to the level of optimization that manufacturer has provided with the combination of the software. So that's what matters. Okay, now let's move to the next myth. The only charger you should use is the one that came with your phone. This is not true, because and this is not always 100% true. This is because the charger that came with your device is the more optimized for your device. This is because the manufacturer put extra work to make it both aligned. Like if your phone needs that amount of power, the charger must meet that minimum requirement of power, so that it doesn't use both the energy from the charger as well as from your battery, so that it heats your phone to the extreme level. So that's why the bottom line is, you should use a charger from a reputed brand. Let it be your phone's brand or any different brand or any other brand, like very reputable brand. But don't use those roadside charger which cost you very less, but that might affect you in the long run, because those charger don't have a safety mechanism inside it. That's why you should never use those charger. Charging your phone overnight kills your battery. This is not always true. This used to be true in earlier days when there was no smart feature built into your smartphone or your smart laptop or smartphone. So nowadays, smartphone and laptop, every smart device, every today's generation device comes with safety mechanism built in, which disconnects itself from the power when it reaches 100%. So this is the safety mechanism that is installing nowadays in every smartphone or every laptop. So you need not to worry about when it hits. So what you need to worry is just that you don't charge your phone in a very high heat environment. You should always undo your cover if you have one. If you should always undo your cover. Okay, so now let's move to the next myth, that is app downloaded from Google Play Store or Apple App Store are completely safe. So the app that is available on Google Play Store and Apple App Store are very much safe, but there has been times when it has been seen that there are many apps that has been banned from either of this store. This is because some apps tend to that they are very much safe. They showcase their app on Play Store or Apple App Store that they don't require that much of app permission, but later when installed, it has been seen that it requires very much of, and it needs all the permission of your phone. So later when the Apple or Google finds out that this app are very much shady, doing some shady stuff, so what they do, they just ban it from their platform. So that's why you can always first of all, you should always see the review, then how much people have downloaded it. And also you should check and double check that whether the app is very much from a reputable software company or not. Then if you feel that this is safe, then you can completely go ahead. And if anything like in the future, if the app has been flagged for any kind of malware or malpractices, then Google Play Store will warn you, or Apple App Store will also warn you that the app that you have downloaded has potential malware or has potential risk factor, so you should immediately uninstall it. So that's why the app installed or downloaded from these both platforms are completely safe in my opinion. So let's move to the next myth, that is automatic brightness settings saves battery. Huh. This is a big one, because in settings, if you turn off the automatic brightness, you might have seen a pop-up appearing. That is, if you disable this automatic brightness feature, your phone will consume extra amount of battery. This is not always true, because for instance, if you turn off the adaptive brightness and keep the brightness all the way down, then in that case your battery will always be providing better backup when compared on it when compared it with, like, if you keep the brightness on adaptive brightness, which changes according to environmental brightness. Like if you are in broad daylight, the brightness will obviously ramp up to so that you can see everything on your screen. But in that case, if you keep the brightness down manually by turning it off from settings, so in that case your battery would obviously be saved using the using manual brightness in that case. So that's the extra amount of headache that you have to take, because you have to manually adjust the brightness. If that's what it suits you, then you are definitely. So that doesn't mean adaptive brightness saves battery. Adaptive brightness saves battery when it has been used optimizingly. That means, like, if you use adaptive brightness, it tends to save battery by some amount, but not that amount. You can always use a manual option. So now let's move to the next myth, that is the open source nature of Android makes it more prone to vulnerabilities. This is not always true, because nowadays Android, let's take Samsung for example, which have Knox security, which is a military grade security. In some countries, it has been published on the news also that they ask their military to use only Samsung device, just because of the hardware level security that they provide. But that doesn't mean that their Android have vulnerabilities. It all boils down to user. Like user, if the user download sketchy app from APKs from the internet, then definitely there is a high chance of the Android getting infected by the virus or malware, because you don't know who the modifier is. Even though the app is from the different company, the person modifying the app or modding the app is a different one, so you don't know what his intentions are. So it's better to always use the app from the always download the app from the Play Store, and avoiding this type of APK downloads from third party website. And also always don't try to click on any kind of links that you see on mail, or random person messaging you. You should not always click on the link. You should first check it on website. There are different kind of website, like there is a safe website from Google only, and there are also website that checks your link for whether this link is a phishing link or tracking link or not. You should always check before clicking on the link. What you can do is just press and hold on the link. It will your phone will show you different options. From there, just press copy, then go to their website, paste it in there, and see if the link is okay. You need to only follow this to whom you don't know. If you don't know other person who is sending you this link, if you don't trust that person, so in that case only you for extra security purpose, you can double check the links, whether the links are safe or not. Okay, so you need to perform this action on every links. Okay, this kind of have headache. So yeah, that's all about it. That's all the myth that I have. This is all the myth that I have learned from my previous experiences, to which I have also shared with you. With that being said, I'm signing off. Bye bye. Yo.